You're watching the AM show. Still ahead, my guests is a one-on-one with the Acting General Secretary and Organizer of the New Patriotic Party, John Boydo, who will join us in a bit. But last Friday, we talked about an award ceremony being organized by the Media Foundation for West Africa, and I introduced to you 4 of my colleagues who were up for awards. And today, I want to share the good news because 3 of my colleagues picked up awards for quality journalism, fighting off stiff competition from contenders on the West African sub-region at the maiden edition of the West Africa Media Excellence Awards held on Saturday. So Manasseh Azure Awuni was adjudged the best in investigative reporting for his President Ford Gift Expose, while Seth Kwame Boateng picked up awards for human rights reporting and overall best journalist. And my colleague in the Upper East region, he's our correspondent there, Albert Sori, also emerged first runner-up in the SDGs reporting category. So here's a wrap of last Saturday's event put together by Komla Adum. Enjoy it.
Overall journalist, best journalist for the WAMICA 2017 awards, and the winner is
Seth Kwame Boateng.
Seth Kwame Boateng, congratulations. Well done.
Various categories of awards were handed out to deserving journalism professionals in the West African sub-region. First, the SDG reporting category saw Joy News' Upper East regional correspondent Albert Sori coming second.
Albert Sori. Albert Sori, correspondent for the Multimedia Group Limited in Bolgatanga.
For Albert Sori, Multimedia.
Yeah, so the story I filed was about the open defecation in one community. It was basically to highlight SDG 6, which talks about clean water and sanitation. So that was the story that made me a finalist and eventually a second runner.
While Diamond FM's Nelson Nyado Adanuti came third, and Cecilia Daysop of the Ghana News Agency came fourth. Star FM's Michael Sapon won the ultimate in the SDG category. With his expose on then-President Mahama's Ford Gift, Joy News' Manasseh Azure Awuni took home the prize for investigative reporting.
The winner is Manasseh Azure.
In West Africa, globally, he walks away with a plaque and a certificate. Congratulations, Manasseh Azure Awuni.
I would want to thank mainly my wife. Nelson Mandela, I read his book and he said the wife of a freedom fighter is a widow. But I'm still struggling to find the right description for the wife of an investigative journalist. It takes the support of a media house that is willing to sacrifice everything to stand by you when they are precious to even take money and kill stories, precious to compromise. It is one of the few media houses for me that supports the truest form of journalism, and I would want to dedicate this award to our CEO, Kwesi Chum, and everybody.
Then came the double award winner of the night, 2014 GJA Journalist of the Year, Seth Kwame Boateng. He picked up awards for Best Reporting in Human Rights and the overall West African Journalist of the Year. For him, yet another moment of grace despite the obvious dangers that come with the job.
I picked an infection during the story because I stayed in the prison for long. I passed on the infection to my wife. When I came, I was told I needed to wear a lens or go for surgery to get a problem I had here, my eye, corrected. I'm still battling that. It tells the kind of environment prisoners in the country find themselves. But we thank God through that documentary, I can see over 400 remand prisoners have had their freedom.
Here's Nigeria's Femi Asu of the Punch newspaper, who picked the Oil and Gas Reporting Award with a story on dirty fuels in vehicles in Nigeria.
The struggle that went into it was much of legwork because I had to go to places in Nigeria to see where these vehicles emit so much of, smoke, and then be able to capture those vehicles as they are emitting the smoke, because it was about the dirty fuels from vehicles. So that was a major challenge. But apart from that, it was about getting, people to also speak to that impact of those vehicle emissions and all that. So basically that was the challenge.
Justice Beidou was nominated for the same category. He says this inspires him to do more.
Getting here in the first place was, for me, a big recognition enough. We have fantastic journalists, seniors like Manasseh Azure Awuni and Seth Kwame who has picked the overall. And for me, that is recognition enough for the level of work that we do at multimedia and the sort of content that we produce. And so, yeah, I am extremely happy to be here, first of all, and also to witness this day. And it is for me, and in fact, not just for me, and for everybody, all the journalists that we have in this country, especially at multimedia, a big push for us to go out there and look out for the journalism that really speaks to the needs of people, touches the lives of people, which then could be recognized as such platforms.
But not all nominees were lucky.
The way is that I have to actually be up and doing and come out with very compelling stories so that I'll come into the limelight. This is a challenge to me, and I'm going to ensure that I do that.
For the judges of the award scheme, it was months of painstaking exercise, eventually paying off.
It has been a challenge because we received hundreds and hundreds, 400 entries, different languages, French and English, different countries, different media, different stories, different topics, and then judging and selecting was not easy. And then we had all kinds of qualities. But in the end, what made the difference, whatever the topic is, if you have a good topic, and then you can capture the attention and the interest of the reader or the viewer, that's a good story to begin with. And then selecting all those who win, if you look at them, they're all pieces of ground journalism. They went out to get the news and to turn it into a story that really moves the viewer or the auditor or the reader, to touch them, to inform them, and let them know that something is happening in the country. Understand.
Organizers of the awards, Media Foundation for West Africa, believe this is the beginning of championing what they describe as quality, professional and impact-driven journalism on the continent, and the following years can only get better.
It is our hope that at the end of the day, the people here would be inspired by this process. The journalists will be inspired by this process. And what we are looking for is quality journalism at the end of the day. Because as we have it in our theme for this year, we want to impact lives through media excellence. And that is what we are seeking to do, and we hope that we'll be able to achieve that.
And that's Kamala Adom's report. We celebrate with all of our colleagues who won awards. Justice Beidou also got nominated as well. So we know the good things still to come for us here at the Multimedia Group, and to all other persons who received awards or even got nominations in this particular awards. We say congratulations to all of you.